Good afternoon YouTube friends, my name's Jackie. Welcome back to Gone Potty Gardening. Today's a really blustery day, it's lovely, blowing all the cobwebs away. But no, in all seriousness, if you're starting to think about growing a garden, it's a good time now, a really good time, because you can get wrapped up, get all your raised beds if you're going to do raised beds, or prepare areas that you'd like to grow your food for next year. And you can collect this time of the year all the old leaves to put in there, old rotten logs, anything to fill the bed up, and then top it with soil. But what I'm doing this year, first off, in the polytunnel where I've been growing these tomatoes, well, these I'm just waiting for these ones to be ripe, and then I'm going to take the whole lot of the tomatoes out of the polytunnel. There's a few more down there, look, that got to ripen off. But when they're finished, like I say, I'm going to rip all the tomato plants out. But I've come up with a little idea which could work really well for me anyway, and it might be of use to other people. But I've got a builder's bag, an empty one, that I've been using to take the soil out of from over there. I use the empty bag, bring it in here, make an area in the corner there, and what I'll do is empty all the compost from the tomato plants that have been grown in there this year, and recycle the compost. So I'll probably do that soon, go and get one of the bags, and I've got a few empty containers that I can tip in there, and I'll add some chicken manure, some goat manure, some donkey manure, and add a bit of kitchen waste, and I'll probably pop a couple of bags of wood chip in there and turn it over gradually over the winter and leave it inside this polytunnel, the polycarbonate polytunnel, because even in the winter you get winter sun and you still get the heat, and then I won't have to buy more compost next year. I know I've got compost bins, but I've got other ideas for that compost. I won't have to go out and buy more compost to fill up these containers when I want to start growing again, in April. The tomatoes, I'll already have all the nice soil ready. So yeah, so that's what I'll be doing to clear out inside this polytunnel today. So over the last week or so I've been building a new bed, which is a 16-foot by 4-foot bed. We bought the wood and got it delivered, and I coated it in they call what's it called, duck paint that the rain runs off of. So I thought that would protect it for a bit longer, because I've noticed that if you don't treat the beds or line them, they probably only last you about 3 or 3.5 years before they're rotten. So this time round I've lined it with damp course, and I've painted all the boards with the duck paint, waterproof paint, and it's good because it's good, it doesn't affect animals, insects or anything like that. So yeah, I painted all the boards first, and I put them together, and then I moved it first and then put it together. Got one more end to cover in the damp course, but yeah, and I've got all the raspberry plants to put in there. But what I also thought, because it's such a huge bed and the raspberries will be new, not established yet, but hopefully they take up quick, they do, raspberry plants. All along the edge and all around the edge I'm going to plant my onions for this year. So it's important for me to make sure there's some good fertiliser in that bed. Again, I'll be using stuff off of the small holding from the animals, and and I'll be really pleased with that. I'll take you outside in a minute and show you that. And also what I've been doing, because I've put that long bed at the side there, I've had to remove some of the smaller beds, and I've moved them up to nearer the house. And the aim of that really is eventually, as we get older, it'll be nearer the house to manage, and a dedicated area, like I say, for the raspberries, which will probably need covering because of the birds. Obviously we let the birds have some, but probably need to cover them, because it's funny, I was out the other day and I pulled up at the top of the road, and there was a load of starlings all hovering above a blackberry bush eating all the blackberries. So it's important really sometimes to leave some for the birds. About 3 weeks ago I planted some of these. These are Duke of York. I think they're second early, I might be wrong, but yeah, I only did I've done 5 bags of those, all in the polytunnel, so they probably won't be ready till probably January even, but at least we'll have some more potatoes at the beginning of the year. They will obviously have to be covered if we get a frost, otherwise it'll kill them, but I'll be keeping them in the polytunnel. Really pleased with the harvest of veg for this year. You know, I mean, we've got a freezer full of tomatoes already. I'll pop a little picture in of some of the harvest. The carrot harvest, well, we've been pulling the carrots as we need them, but I'll show you this carrot. It's absolutely insane. It's huge. I'll put a picture in it for you now. So it definitely paid off by being patient, taking the time to sieve them 3 beds of soil for the carrots, and I didn't add any fertilizer or anything like that. I just grew them in the soil that I sifted, and they're amazing. So I probably will harvest one of those beds and freeze the carrots, but the other bed I'll just leave and we can use it as we want it, you know. And yeah, but I was absolutely amazed by that. The runner beans were great. I'll pop a picture of them in. We were harvesting them for a little while, but I think next year I'm going to go back to growing them in rows, only for the pure reason that you can fit more beans in and you get more beans from growing them like that than you do in containers. That's quite obvious, but yeah, I'm going to go back to putting them in the ground. What else is there? Oh, little baby cauliflowers we've got growing out there. We had one of them last week. I mixed a little collie with some carrots in the steamer and they were beautiful. You really can taste the difference. It's really amazing. When you buy shop bought carrots, you don't know what they've been sprayed with, how old they are, or anything like that. So it's much better to grow your own. So come on, grow a garden. We grew a lot of the salad stuff and all that in the veggie pod. So that was great all through the summer. We were having salad from there. I grew some cucumbers in the polytunnel, and of course we had the little cherry tomatoes that we just come and picked when we needed them for a salad. So yeah, it's amazing. But now I know it's only like October, but I'm already excited for next year. In my room I've got all my seeds together, you know. I'm thinking about what I want to grow next year. I'd like to get a different type of bean as well this year. I'm going to look out for a different type. I've saved some of the seed from the runner beans. I'll pop a picture, they're lovely. This time of the year is a great time to go around collecting your seeds from any flowers, or if you let some of the veg go to seed, you can collect seed from that. I've saved some of the lupins, my castle, I always save them. Got loads of poppy seeds we saved, and a couple of the other big flowering plants, I've saved some of them. Yeah, so it's a great time now to go around and save seed. You know, you can even save seed from your tomatoes if you want, but I always like to buy like new seed for that. Yeah, so we've got some small squash out there. We'll be harvesting them soon. So yeah, all in all, a great year for growing veg over here, really good. At first it took a little while to take off the season, but when it did, it was great. We had a nice summer, and yeah, a really good year for growing. Now there might be a little bit of wind noise when I take you outside, but I want to take you out to show you what I've been doing. We also had some lovely blueberries this year, and I noticed all the new growth starting on the blueberry bushes, so we should have some lovely ones next year. Obviously there's a bit of a tidy up around here, but yeah, I'm looking forward to them. These are the raspberry bushes that I'll be, well, canes, that I'll be putting into this long bed. I'll take you down and show you. So the garden's still in the midst of a tidy up, so you'll have to excuse it. But yeah, so down this area, I took a load of beds up from down here, and this is the big long bed that I've made. And of course it's going to take quite a lot of filling. I've left a gap there to get the wheelbarrow down to the goats, and that's a little, I've put hay in there at the moment, but that is another compost bin. But yeah, it's going to take quite a lot of filling. What's the matter? You're always hungry. So what I'll be doing to add more stuff to it is I'll be cleaning the goats out and putting all that muck in there, and the hens at the back there, putting all that in there, and any waste that I take, like I've got all this comfrey, I'm going to cut all that off and put it in there. Any waste in the garden, like there's a bed at the back there, it's full of old Californian poppies, I shall pull all that out. Anything like that is going to go in that bed to make it, you know, fill it up a bit. Of course you can always put, you know, old cardboard, bits of anything, old kitchen waste, rotten logs, anything that you think, you know, will rot down in there, you can fill it. And I mean, that's, like I say, that's 16 foot by 4. That's allowing about 1.5 feet between each cane, and I'm going to have to put some posts up there for the wire, well, both ends, so that'll be 4 rows of wire. No, actually I need 2 rows at the top, 2 at the bottom, so each side, so it's going to be quite a few posts. But yeah, it's a permanent feature, and like I say, I covered it with the damp course and painted the outside. I didn't have any green left, so I just did it black. Well, that's fine. Yeah, so that's that bed there. I'll show you from this angle. Those beds down there are the carrot ones. That's a comfrey bed, which I'm going to clear. That other bed at the front there, it's got some purple kale and that in there. I shall harvest that over the next few days. I made a small little rockery bit there, and I've put some foxglove in there because I had so many I didn't know where to put them. I also put some at the front there. So yeah, this bed over here has the cauliflowers. We already had one the other day, it was gorgeous, so I shall be harvesting that one soon as well. Lovely. Yeah, I didn't cover them. There's some leeks in that bed that are coming up nicely. That is mulched with just grass clippings. In this bed is a load of Canterbury Bell plants there. I grew them from seed and didn't have anywhere to put them. There's St John's wort on the end. This little bed here is where I planted some antirrhinums. I grew those from seed as well. They're still flowering, which is lovely. And these are all the walking onions doing well and walking everywhere. There's a few leeks in between. These are the plants that I was talking about that I saved some seeds from. And now I love when we go up our little local garden place, they have little reduced plants. Now that was €2, was $7.99. Now, so if I put that in, take all these old bits off, next year that'd be beautiful. And the pear tree's done great this year, lots of nice pears on it. It's only a small tree, and I want to keep it small as well. This little apple tree's been absolutely amazing, and the apples are lovely. And that's quite a nice one, that one now. I might have that. Yeah, let's take that one off. Yeah, look. Really nice. I mean, that was a bit dearer. We bought that one in the garden centre and it already had a couple of apples on it. But yeah, it's been a great tree. It's absolutely delicious, really lovely. Definitely worth growing your own, definitely. So I put the little bird feeder back up, cut the logs underneath. So really I've got to go around, clear the beds that are finished, put all the muck into that big long bed over there. I didn't show the others, did I? I'll show the other ones. I'll show you the beds that I moved from there. So these are the beds that I bought from, that were in the place of that long one. I've made an L shape with them up nearer to the house. But they do get the sun here as well, which is great. And again, I've painted them and lined them. And I've got one more left there to fill up. And that'll be where I'll be putting the garlic. Elephant garlic. There's a couple of branches up there I'm going to cut off over the winter. I'm waiting for the leaves to go, and then you can always add all those little choppings to the bottom of the bed as well. So yeah, I was really pleased. Been busy but nice and productive. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to get on now and get that builder's bag and empty them pots, that old soil, into it and get going in the polytunnel. Until next time folks, I'll see you then. Take care everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye. Why not come and join me on Facebook or Instagram? The link is in the description.